MCP. In November 2024, Anthropic introduced a shared language for how AI talks to software. Every explanation that I've seen or read is developer-friendly, but it's not for us non-technical folks. I wanted to make a video explaining what MCP is for the rest of us. Anthropic called it Model Context Protocol, MCP for short. Essentially, it's a shared language, a set of instructions that's published for free that any AI or app can follow. The name actually tells you what it does. Model is the AI. Context is everything it needs to actually be useful, including the data, the tools, and then the ability to act on your behalf. And then protocol is just the shared agreed upon way of speaking. That's MCP. And here is what it replaced. Do you guys remember that junk drawer that we all had? The one that was full of charging cables? You had one for your old phone, one for your new phone, one for your laptop, another for your camera. Each one was slightly wrong for every other device you owned, and if you needed to charge something new, you needed to get another cable. That happened to be the state of AI until very recently. Obviously not in charging cables, but in connections. Every AI assistant you've ever used lived inside a glass box. It could talk about your calendar. It couldn't open your calendar. It could describe what a good email response might look like, but it couldn't read your inbox to write one. The reason for this wasn't that AI wasn't smart enough. The reason was infrastructure. To connect this AI to that app, a developer had to build a custom bridge. One bridge per pair. 5 AI assistants and 100 apps meant 500 separate bridges, each maintained by hand, each one breaking whenever either side changed. Whew. Now, remember those cables? You know, that junk drawer full of adapters, one for every single device? USB-C didn't make the devices simpler. It made them all agree on the shape of the connection. MCP is that for AI talking to your software. But that's where the analogy starts to veer off, because USB-C only standardizes the shape of the plug. MCP standardizes what goes through it. Every tool that wants to talk to an AI, think your design apps, spreadsheets, browser, publishes a menu. Not a real menu, more like a structured list that says, here's what I can do, here's what I need permission for, and here's how to ask me. The AI reads that menu and places an order. The tool handles the kitchen. The AI never needs to know how the kitchen works. Before MCP, 500 bridges, each one breaking whenever either side changed. After MCP, each app, each tool builds one. Just one. Every AI gets them all for free. 500 becomes 100. That's a fifth of what it was. And when one side changes, only one connection needs updating. Spotify rolls out a new feature. Before MCP, 5 different AI teams patch 5 different bridges. After MCP, Spotify updates its server once and it's done. Every AI that talks to Spotify gets it automatically. And no one is reinventing the wheel. The language is already written. You just learn to speak it. By March 2026, there were 97 million monthly downloads of the MCP development kit. OpenAI, Microsoft, Google, Amazon, and Block all had the same governing board. Direct competitors had one shared standard, and that is a rarity. Now, what does this mean for you as a regular person out in the world today? You get an email and your AI reads it and drafts a reply. But that's the obvious one. Try this. You're working in a 3D design program, Blender, if you know it, and your scene is full of default names. Cube.001, Cube.002, Cube.003. You can ask your AI to go through that scene, figure out what object is what and what they should be named, and then rename it all accordingly. It can read the outliner, work through every object, and come back done, and you didn't have to click a single one. That's MCP working. But there are a few things it still can't do. It gives AI a wider reach, but it doesn't give AI better judgment. A smarter menu doesn't make a better decision maker, and because MCP servers can take real actions, sending messages, editing files, running queries, the security questions are still being worked out. Connecting is solved. Trusting is in progress. And that security question, what MCP servers are allowed to actually touch, that could be its own episode. But for now, the next time someone says MCP, you know what they mean. It's why your AI can finally do things, not just talk about them.